What is up, guys? Potatoes here, and today the Scouring demo multiplayer has been released. Took some time this morning and played a few games. Some of my fears kind of came true when I was thinking about how this game was going to play out with multiplayer and human opponents, and I think I've got a great example of that in the some of the highlights that I'm going to finish this video with. But before I do that, let's just talk about the new Scouring demo. It's a whole new game, so if you were playing the playtest before, you need to grab the new one in Steam, uninstall the old one, go to the store, download this. It's still free, but it's a completely different game, so you got to download a new one, and then let's check it out. One thing we did lose was a map in the single player. We got a new map. We had a 1v1 before, and now we got a new one called Mountain Pass. Shallow ground we had before, still have that, but we lost our big free-for-all 8-player map, even in single player, so that's kind of a bummer. But multiplayer, we've got lobbies. Let's see if we got any lobbies going. Right now we don't, which is a shame. I'm hoping we can pump up the numbers, guys. We got to jump on this because this game is sweet. We got to support the devs. So create public lobby, boom, we can do shallow ground here. Now, currently there is no AI assist in multiplayer. You can only do free-for-all. You can't team up against the AI, which is kind of too bad. So it's just 1v1 against another person, no AI assist, or as many free-for-all, including AIs if you want, with no AI assist also. So that's where we're at. We got the multiplayer though. Gonna be a blast. Take this thing for a ride. The game begins with myself down in the bottom left playing as the humans. Browen in the far south playing as the blue orcs. Dengood as the yellow humans in the southeast. And all by himself up here in the north, Dr. Reis playing the red humans. As the first dawn broke, I decided I better get out on the map. Finding Browen in the south, I used my ranged advantage to take out some of his infantry. He was also being pushed at the same time by Dengood. I've already adopted one of my favorite techniques, which is a mass of archers kiting infantry as best they can. It's a very fun way to play, but fairly micro-intensive. I did my best to take his infantry down, but Browen is a quick learner and he has packed his barracks here with archers in order to deny much of my poking. After the second night, our lines had been drawn and we had both begun erecting defenses. There wasn't very much activity out on the map. Dengood had been fortifying his bottom right base and expanded. And Dr. Reis was also in the top expanding and exploring with a group of units. At this point I felt a squeeze with Dr. Reis coming in from the north while I was trying to push the south into Browen. Dr. Reis had almost destroyed my northern defenses when I finally decided I had to pull my archer squad up to push him back. While a bloody battle raged in Browen's base, he pushed out on the map, attempting to expand his orcish empire. After destroying Dengood's expansion, Dr. Reis attempted to push into his stronghold. However, Dengood was well fortified. Perhaps because he could feel our power levels were too strong, or possibly a DC, Dr. Reis felt the need to drop from the game. My defensive line had been fortified, and I was raining arrows upon Browen's mineral line. I was definitely in a great position, or so I thought. Browen surprised me with an assault through my tree line with a massive amount of archers being supported by infantry grunts. At the same time, he'd expanded to the center and was now fortifying his attack with additional grunts. The forest would be my downfall as Browen moved in with more and more troops, including the addition of some ogres. Oh no, he's got ogres now. my main base was being ravaged quickly. Oh, I'm screwed. I had escaped with a small amount of peasants to the north and began my city anew. Alright, hold the line, boys. We gotta abandon ship here. With my new town being left untouched, Browen made his attack on Dengood in the east. Their battle lines had been drawn. Browen taking the center expansion, Dengood claiming the east side of the map. While it seemed that Dengood would break, his defenses were just too strong and Browen was finally pushed back for good. Legolas, what are your L5s see? Oh shit. Oh no, Legolas! As dawn broke, Browen laid siege once again, crushing the defenses. However, he took many losses against Dengood's archers. Oh god, he's got knights. This is horse shit. Would you just come and kill my poor little Townhall? And that's it, and you're bouncing up out. Eventually Dengood's forces were crushed and he was pushed back to his stronghold in the southeast. This stronghold would be a thorn in my side. After about 30 minutes had passed, Browen finally realized that perhaps I was still an adversary worth fighting. I'm not the one that should be sandwiched. Oh my gosh. I'm a weak baby. Oh, holy crap. Wow, that's just right there, isn't it? Gee. I decided to make the north my stronghold and attempted to defend myself against Dengood's footman attack. Oh, this is a big squad. No! This is too many. Save that cannon! Is it gonna survive? Yes. Oh, dope. While Dengood was attempting to destroy my northern forces, Browen pushed in from the south. After destroying perhaps what he thought was my last keep, he turned his attention back to Dengood. Resources were drying up quickly, leaving a gold mine that would be the center of focus for the next 30 minutes. First, it was taken by Browen. Though Browen was not able to take advantage of many of the resources before being pressed in the west by myself, and soon pressed from the south by Dengood, whose massive army of footmen would soon overtake it. Soon Dengood's forces would be turned against my northern stronghold. Come into the meat grinder, boys! Come into the meat grinder! As his forces advanced, his reinforcements were actually being destroyed by Browen, and the base he had just taken minutes ago was about to be ravaged. After the night had gone, Dengood made a push into Browen's main base, destroying many of his peons. Browen's second attempt at holding this gold mine would commence. After thinning out his forces with some archers, Browen's second hold on the northeastern gold mine would fall. I for real gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna piss my pants. After being unable to break my front line, Browen would begin trying a new tactic and sending his grunts up along the river in order to catch my peasants undefended on their farms. However, these peasants have claws. With the defensive upgrade, peasants are able to fire arrows from towers. After a night's worth of gold being accumulated, a third try was attempted. However, this time I also had infantry waiting. After doing a tremendous amount of damage, destroying my farmlands, killing my peasants. Damn orcs! Ravaging our lands! That last advance, and no gold to mine, Browen finally surrendered after an hour and 50 minutes. Get in there! Fuck! I'm stressed out! GG. Was that your last attempt? You don't have gold, bro! Don't say that, you gotta stay. Now yellow's gonna... Oh, dang! Alright. Blue had my ass at the beginning, but perseverance wins out. After destroying his outpost, killing many of his men, and taking out the expansion of farms he created in the south, I spent the next hour of my life building a wall around his impenetrable fortress. Oh snap, what's up, Browen? Good game, dude. How's yellow is just packed in tight, huh? Did you try to push up against him and he just was too... Jeez, he just has this tight little corner down here, doesn't he? Any attempt he made to escape will be met with my squads of archers. Any attempt I made to destroy his fortifications were met with cannon fire and archers in the towers. Oh my gosh. I would send countless soldiers' lives to their doom, attempting to deal any damage. Hundreds of men crashing against the walls of Dengood once again. After what felt like an eternity, I was finally able to erect a tower push coupled with cannons would be the name of the game. Their range being the only thing that would be capable of taking down the archers in the keep. Bro, I kinda can't believe you're still here. I've proven I can break your main line. Now it's just getting kind of ridiculous. Well, I thought I'd won. Dengood would finally give up. It was another 20 minutes. I can't believe you're still pulling back. Fuck off. Just leave. I'm so tired. I'm gonna have to go to bed after this. As the morning of the last day fell, Dengood made one final attempt to destroy my army. It happened. It happened. Yellow bailed. Are you a real person, Dengood? Yeah, what at what cost? I was gonna play like a couple half-hour games today. Not this. Oh. Guess we should probably save that replay. Okay, so I think that game definitely illustrates the point I was trying to make with my last video when I played the Scouring demo for the first time. Although there are limited resources in gold and lumber, you can still, on a cyclical basis, get infinite resources from creeps, and you can also get resources from enemy player kills. This gives a huge advantage to the defending player, who already has a massive advantage because they can build towers, cannons, and create this impenetrable line. Now they're also gaining gold while they crush your army. This means that essentially, as the winning player, as you saw in that video, I could spread my entire army across the map, but I could not attack into Dengood because if I threw away too many of my units, he's getting gold for every kill. I'm not really doing much to him. And then all of a sudden he's got a ton of gold to come out and just wash through my whole base after I've exhausted all of my resources for the night. So it becomes this massive turtle, these walls crashing into each other. And as you saw, the game stagnated for it was like an hour and a half longer than maybe it probably needed to be. So how would I fix it? I like gold for creeps. I like this cyclical nature of even if you kind of run out of gold on the map, no gold mines left, every night you'll get a little bit of gold from the creeps. But I think gold from killing the other player either needs to not exist or maybe be like 10% of its current value. And I think I know what the devs were thinking. In the early game, if you are good at micro, and you get extra kills, you can possibly snowball into a victory. Because your micro is so good, you're getting more kills, and they're getting less kills, and you're getting more money. So I kind of understand why they implemented this, I think. I think gold from killing enemy players' units is probably the biggest offender for creating extremely long, drawn-out games. Even in a turtle position, like Dengood had, the winning player, who controls a majority of the map, is going to get a massive nighttime creep kill advantage, and maybe it will only take 1 or 2 nights for you to break their final fortress if they choose to do that. Now, the meta could shift, players could figure out how to work around this, and ultimately I think the player base hopefully would just come to the conclusion that, hey, if I have 10-15% of the map and we're in a one-on-one situation and the other player has 90% of the map, maybe it's time to give up. But right now, where it's the Wild West, we all want to win and we're willing to do anything it takes to win. I know I was on death's door, but my just willingness to stick it out meant that I eventually was able to win in the end. I hope this video can act as sort of an illustration that gold from enemy player kills needs to be looked at by the devs. Alright, that's it for me today. If you want to check out my other video about the Scouring, or any subsequent videos, because I'm going to be following this game, don't get me wrong, love this game. Going to be following this game until it either doesn't exist anymore or the devs are rolling in dough, because this thing is an absolute goldmine. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, really appreciate any support for the channel, and I will see you in the next one.